There we go. So yes, my name is George Peasgood. I'm a Paralympic triathlete and cyclist, and this is my journey, especially focusing on my rehab and my neurological journey. So yeah, my as I said, my name is George Peasgood. I'm a triathlete. I have been for since 14 years now. Yeah, since 2010. And that only just makes me the best in the family because my mum's done 13, I think, London marathons, 11 of them back to back, and yeah, then another two back to back. So she missed, took a year out because she had a hip stress response. My dad's, and she's done two Ironman distance races, and yeah, my dad's done, I think, 7 or 8 London marathons and two Ironman races as well. Yeah, they used to like go away for my mum's birthday purely to do a marathon. So like they went to where they go? Spain, Portugal, and even New York. They've been there to do marathons for some reason. But yeah, when I was 2 years old, I had a freak accident with a ride-on lawnmower. So I was run over by a lawnmower when I was two, and by my elder brother, who was 7 at the time. So yeah, he was 5 years older than me, and he, like, I was just being an excited 2 year old and run out into the garden as he was cutting the grass, and yeah, my left leg and ankle went underneath the lawnmower. Yeah, pretty grim, but there are the photos of my rehab at the bottom, like my recovery when I was two. So yeah, I had a skin and muscle graft from my right thigh to my left ankle because there's too much gonna be grim here, sorry, too much like bone on show, purely to cover it up. And I think I had, it sounds ridiculous, like 15 operations in the first 11 weeks. But a lot of them operations were purely to clean up the mess that was there. Yeah. So yeah, I went to Rio and Tokyo. Tokyo was amazing, but obviously not quite the same as Rio because of COVID rules and all that. And being a year later, yes, so Tokyo was only 3 years ago. Yeah, Tokyo was 3 years ago, but Rio was 7 years ago. And yeah, I was the youngest triathlete for Great Britain in Rio, but obviously it was 4 years older in Tokyo. Um, yeah, so for Tokyo, I went for two sports. I went for a triathlon and then cycling as well. And somehow I managed to medal in both two sports in 2 days apart as well. So I think the triathlon race was on the Saturday or the Sunday. No, try was on the Sunday, sorry. And then on the Tuesday, I had the time trial, which was the cycling one. And yeah, and then my two medals. So I competed, yeah, in two sports and two different classifications. So in the triathlon race, it's below knee and below elbow pad athletes. So I a lot of my category are people like born with one hand, so below elbow amputations. Um, yeah, so obviously I get a massive advantage swimming having two hands. Um, but they have an advantage on me when it comes to the bike and the run. Yeah, because I think in my category, my 5K PB is 16:21, which I know is quite quick, but then people in my category could do a 5K in 13, 14 minutes, which is just bonkers. But then in my cycling classification, I race with purely below knee impaired athletes. So that's people like Jodie Cundy, who's got a below knee amputation. So yeah, so it's two different ways of classifying people in the two categories. And then the day before my 27th birthday on the 1st of October 2 years ago, so 2022. Um, I was trying with my ex-girlfriend at the time, and then yeah, I know the time that was a photo taken at 2:52 on the left, and then at 3:23, 26 seconds, I had my crash, and then there was a photo taken on the same day, like with when I had the ventilator. Is that what I call it? Yeah, I had the ventilator down my throat, and I yeah, I was categorized with a traumatic brain injury, diffuse axonal injury, grade 3, and broke my zygoma, which is a cheekbone, where the cheekbone joins the skull, my collarbone once, and then fragmented my scapula into like 5 or 6 different pieces. Um, they thought I had broken my hand or my left arm or wrist because it was so swollen, but no. The other point, like I know the exact time of the accident because I had a bike computer on my bike, and I also know the reason. So I was doing a session in preparation for the World Championships in cycling. Yeah, I was doing a session, and purely because, like for me, 1,000 watts on the bike used to be a piece of cake. So I'd already completed my session, but I hadn't. I think I'd hit 963 watts. Yeah, 963. So I just did an extra sprint 200 meters away from my parents' house in Cambridge just to try and get 1,000 watts. Simple as because I'm not gonna lie, I'm anal and I love round numbers. Um, in the crash, I got 961 watts. So I didn't even get a peak power of the whole ride. So to me, the crash is pretty pointless, to be honest. Like there wasn't really need to do it because I didn't even get the highest power of the ride. Yeah, so a lot of you might know what GCS score is, but it's a Glasgow coma scale. It's a scale from 3 to 15, and it's like how deep you are in a coma. I think the first 4 or 5 levels are when you're unconscious and out of it completely for the first 24 hours, I think. Well, I was unconscious for 7 weeks, which is really annoying because 7 weeks is 49 days. Like, why not 50 days? Like, being the lover of round numbers. And yeah, the statistic I was told in the hospital were apparently 9 out of 10 people don't wake up from a coma after 6 weeks, and I technically woke up after 7. But yeah, after 49 days, like that's when I started to recall things, and I think I can recall some things in my first hospital, but I then thought I was stuck in a dream or like a dreamlike state for 55 days after that, which again is no random runner. But yeah, like I thought I was stuck in a dream basically. So much so, I counted how many, because there was a clock in my room in Anbrooks or London, one of the two or both. Yeah, because there was a clock in my room and I could hear the ticks on the clock. I tried to count how many times there were clicks for the second hand to get back around to the same point. Like, purely because I thought, now in a dream, 60 seconds wouldn't be a minute. So I tried catching myself out and timing how long a minute would take. So, but because my memory at the time was so pants, I did like 4 or 5 times in the same day. Just kept timing how long a minute would take. And yeah, there are three photos from when I had my tracheotomy and when I had my IPC bolt in my head. Yeah, my intracranial pressure monitor bolt in your head, which just monitors all the pressure. But the cool thing is now I do have a little lump, a divot where the scar was, and I do have a tracky scar, which I do like. Um, yeah, and then these are two videos. Hopefully they'll play. Yeah, that was me saying, "Do you like the violin I'm playing?" Like I was playing a cute little violin because I thought I was so cute. And now, yeah, that was when I thought I was in a dream because I just thought everything was so cute and everyone was doing everything for me. And then this was me technically in the coma. Like, yeah, my right eye would never shut fully. Like, I'd always keep it open a little bit, but I was just, like you can see, I was just absolutely out of it. But then when I was discharged from hospital 6 months and 2 days later, yes, I went into hospital, obviously. When I had my crash on the 1st of October, I was discharged on the 3rd of April. I then spent a month up at the Matt Hampson Foundation, which is a foundation for those with life-changing injuries or catastrophic injuries. And anyone can go and access the foundation. And so they said I can go and stay there for a month. They've got like the tracking on the video on the left. I'm about to show you. They've got tracking above. So they have two lodges, so people can stay as an inpatient as well. So yeah, I stayed as an inpatient for a month. Yeah, a month, and they've got the tracking, so hoist above the bed and the bath, going from the bedroom, the master bedroom to the bathroom, which is a wet room. So you can get a shower and go to the toilet and go to bed, all with tracking. And it's all wheelchair accessible and just like amazing. But yeah, this is me learning to run. Purely because like I'm an triathlete, I'm an elite athlete, so learning to run or learning to do sport is me learning to live again. And their mantra is get busy living. So I'm literally trying to get busy by living, by doing sport, which for me. And yeah, this was me the first time in the pool. But yeah, because I broke my collarbone and scapula, I couldn't, at the time of the video, I couldn't even lift my left arm straight up in the air like that. I can hardly do it now, but I could get in the water and swim because just a, that's a benefit of muscle memory. Just knows what to do. Yes, I couldn't do a stroke on dry land on the plinth in physio, but I could swim, which just is baffling to be honest. And yeah, so one of the questions I do get asked is if I've ridden on the bike again, and yes, so I was on the bike within the first year, within a year of crashing. And then, yeah, so the left video, which should play in a second, was on the 22nd of September. So that's what, 50, yeah, 50 or 51 weeks after the crash, I was back on the bike, back with one of my coaches, and she could hardly keep up. And that was me on Boxing Day, just gone, saying goodbye, George, because that was the day that. So I've got three versions of George. The first version is me when I was a baby till when I was 2 when I had my first accident. So that was George.0. Then George.2 was, oh no, sorry, that was George.1. And then this is George, that was George 2, going from my first accident to my second accident. And now I'm on George 3.0. So it's just a third iteration of things that I can do. So yeah, that's me saying goodbye to George 2.0 because George 2.0 did, unfortunately, he did die that day. But yeah, this was, that was one of my coaches, the first time on the bike. Like we lower the saddle there. And at first I used the bike like a balance bike, so lower the saddle and more scooted along, but probably did that for 2 minutes, and then I just put my foot on the pedals again, and I just started pedaling, and she was like, George, what the are you doing? And I was like, keep up. And yeah, so that was just a really good day. Of course, wearing a helmet is always like, yeah, the reason I'm still here is because I think I was wearing a helmet. Well, no, it's because I was wearing a helmet. Because the helmet had a new technology built into it called MIPS, which stands for multi-directional impact protection. And yeah, it helps reduce the rotational forces on the brain, and that is technically what a diffuse axon injury is. It's the all the axons in the brain shearing and yeah, starting from scratch again. So yeah, I'm still learning even now, like how to find new pathways for all the neurons to do stuff in the brain, which is so tiring. And yeah, this was like the last video was that like April or May 2023. So this is a year later, swimming in Loughborough. It looks so much better, but I'm still so nitpicky. Like that's dreadful compared to where it should be. And then I'm back. I've been back on the road bike as well. So I've been back out training with Alex Yee and my good friends like Alex and Ben in Loughborough. Yeah, two of my best friends because like Alex is down in Bordeaux at the moment in on his own training camp, and then he's got the Paris Olympics on the 30th of July. So what's that? 2 weeks Tuesday? Yeah, I think 2 weeks on Tuesday he's going to be racing in the Olympics. And he's got one gold medal and a gold and a silver from Tokyo. So hopefully he'll go on better. Yeah, like I've been back on the bike with him loads, just chatting away. Yeah, like my cognitive skills aren't quite fully there, but they're 99% there. So yeah, like my spatial awareness isn't the best, but only when there's loads of things going on. But it's all about learning, getting the new connections fired up in the brain. So yeah, this does take like a slightly more, no, not slightly, a lot more energy. Like the brain fatigue can be some days mad. And running's never been my forte with my lower leg injury. And now the brain injury makes it so much worse. It exacerbates my leg injury tenfold. Like it's so much worse. But I'm running or like jogging again. And yeah, I think yesterday I did 6K, which I hadn't done the loop I did in 23 months. So yeah, I haven't done the loop I did yesterday since the 28th of August 2022. And here I'm in July doing the same loop. Oh, it's quite compressed. I'm not that skinny, I swear. Yeah, that's my running where it just looks a bit funky at the moment, but it's just all exacerbated. And yeah, so that's me. I'm me. That's my story so far. If there are any questions, especially like what it's like waking up from the coma, what I call the dream phase, then feel free to ask anything. There's no limits. I'm always so open about everything on social media and in person. So yeah, feel free to ask anything.